You're listening to the Cyberwire Network, powered by N2K.
Now, a word from our sponsor, the Johns Hopkins University Information Security Institute, currently seeking qualified applicants for its innovative Master of Science in Security Informatics degree program. Study alongside world-class interdisciplinary experts and gain unparalleled educational, research, and professional experience in information security and assurance. Interested U.S. citizens should consider the National Science Foundation's CyberCore Scholarship for Service program, which covers tuition and a $6,000 annual professional development allowance, as well as providing a $37,000 additional annual stipend. Apply for the scholarship and the fall semester by March 1st. Learn more at cs.jhu.edu/MSSI.
Hi, my name is Dina Haines, and I am an Industry Partnership Manager with National Security Agency's Cybersecurity Collaboration Center. I wanted to be lots of things when I was growing up. I wanted to be a teacher and an astronaut and a stock market trader. I really wanted to help others from a really young age. I was fascinated by technology and how to do that. I had a love of teaching. I spent some time in Florida and was fascinated by space. My dad worked in the space industry, and so the astronaut piece was really interesting to me, although I didn't have the science background to do that. And then I actually had a job as a stock market trader for a little bit. And I think I pulled them all together and became a cybersecurity professional. I remember my first intersection, which actually is a little earlier than my first computer. My dad worked in the space industry, and he took me to work one day and showed me this new technology called a telex machine, which was the precursor to the fax machine. And I remember typing a message from our East Coast office to his colleague out at Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California. And instantly later, a message came back to me, and I was simply amazed. And I was all in tech from that day on, which I think I might have just dated myself with all of that because it was before I had a computer. My career progression has definitely been eclectic. I worked in the private sector for a while. I worked at a global consulting firm, a multinational entertainment company, and actually 2 tech startups. And then I worked in academia where I continued to sort of teach and write cybersecurity curriculum. And my current role at the NSA is actually my second tour in government service. Both times were with the NSA. I've worked with our foreign intel mission, and now I work on our cyber defensive mission. And I actually even took a bit of a sabbatical for a couple years and worked in motor racing. And so while that is definitely an eclectic career, no matter what job I've had, I've learned things that I use every single day. As an industry partnership manager, my job is to bring in private industry to help the NSA to vend and protect in cyberspace. And so my day is spent in pulling people together, facilitating meetings, getting private industry to come in, these public-private partnerships that you hear about. We are the ones that facilitate them and bring information together and be able to share non-public information with private industry to help all of us collectively better defend in cyber. Private industry works much faster than government. I don't think that's probably a surprise. But government has the time and typically the resources to go very deep. So if you want to learn quickly, sort of be state of the art, then sometimes private sector is better because of the way that they have to innovate quickly. But if you want to look at a problem and really have the resources to dig deep into that problem, then government is actually a great place to be there. I would consider myself a personable leader. I try to spend a lot of time listening and seeing where they're coming from, where they're at, potentially in their career, where they're at in their job that day, and then try to support them and bring them up and float the entire boat. I think over time I have learned to be very resilient. One of the things that I think is important is finding mentors and allies that can help pick you up when you hit those barriers or when you hit those bad days. And then I really am a big believer later in my career now that surrounding yourself with kind humans that make you laugh is what is needed to get through some days. I think the first thing is to be super curious, particularly if you want to work in cyber. There's always something new to learn in this field. I think it's important to have grace with yourself and watch the negative chatter that's in your head. And I would say to be open to a career journey that's not a straight path, that is a winding road with lots of side paths. I think that's a fascinating place to be. When I look back to where we were at, particularly diversity in tech in the early 90s, particularly with respect to women, and where we are today, we are undoubtedly making progress. I wanted to share a story at an early job in my career. We had about 5% women represented in the technical workforce, and during one of our all-hands meetings, one of the leaders kind of looked around and noted to all of us women in the room that we needed to keep our resumes up to date because there'd never been a woman leader at that company. And while he was in charge, there never would be one. So fast forward that to today, and I am super proud to say that NSA's Cyber Center has nearly 50% women in our technical workforce, and our chief and deputy chief are both women. Every day they empower me to do my best work, to defend against cyber threats and be the best version of myself. And so we have definitely come a long way. There's a lot of conversation about all the barriers and all the challenges, but I do think when you look across time, we are in so much of a better place. And sometimes I don't think we focus on that. We just focus on all the, bad parts. I hope that for my two sons, that I've shown that tenacity and hard work really can bring success in a technical field, and that I'm possibly cooler than they think I am. But I hope that my legacy would be that I've made a difference in securing our nation.
This episode is brought to you by Palo Alto Networks, the leader in cybersecurity. As AI-driven attacks increase, organizations can't afford to have network security that's stuck in the past. Discover how Palo Alto Networks can help you predict what's coming and proactively secure against it with a zero-trust, AI-powered network security platform built to secure whatever, whenever, wherever. To learn more, visit paloaltonetworks.com/network security platform.